This week it was reported that US household debt has reached over $16 trillion, a record high. Families that were getting by are getting killed by inflation and drowning under the weight of their debts, struggling to get out of that deepening hole. But it can be done, and here's how. Welcome to Morning Tea. I'm Joanne Jolee, and I'm so glad you're here. If you're new, I want you back, so subscribe to this channel and let's get to the good stuff. It is not sustainable to continue throwing debt on credit cards and lines of credit, so if you're ready to make the changes necessary, then there are two considerations to becoming debt-free: the financial planning aspect and the psychological aspect. So number one, you must make debt elimination the focus of your life. Put a moratorium on all purchases. Sell everything you can, from a yard sale of unnecessary household items to the extra vehicle you have, to the adult toys in the garage. You can get those things back later if you want, after enjoying a slimmed down lifestyle, you'll see. But for now, they can serve you much better in debt reduction. No movies, no eating out at restaurants or any luxury expenditures, nothing. Can someone take on a second job or work a few extra hours and dedicate that income to the debt payoff? Yes, it's going to hurt for a while and be tight, but as the debt goes down and you get momentum, you're going to feel better. And the final payoff will be well worth everything you go through now. Number two, here come the lists. Make a list of all your debts owed and put the lowest amount at the top of the list. This is where you want to attack. The reason for this is when you have a successful short-term goal, it gives you an emotional boost, and it's so important. So every dollar will go to that loan until it is paid off, and then you'll have a ceremonial cutting of the card and relish that significant achievement. And then you cross that baby off the list and you continue your rampage onto the next one. This is war. And now the items list. Go through your house and your garage and your attic with a fine-tooth comb and make a list of every item that can be sold. Say, I don't need this, I haven't used this in years, I can get an upgraded version later when I'm debt-free, perhaps. The inherited items my kids don't want, it's time to let go. Remember, this is a financial diet you're on, and you're not going to live this way forever. Getting through this is going to set you up for freedom. It's going to put you into a better position where you can invest and grow wealth. After this, you're going to be a different person. You're going to be more mature, and you're going to have a lot more options. And now the psychological aspect. Your debt is the result of behaviors that need to be recognized and then modified. It may be because of some bad habits that you've had, some carelessness. Many people today don't even know that debt is a bad thing, that debt is a trap. Now you know. You may be in debt because you've been impulsive and you have to have it now or else your anxiety overcomes you. I remember in my 20s, I got caught up in the TV infomercials because are they ever clever at convincing you that this is what you need and you have only 10 minutes left to get it? So after I realized I was being suckered and even lied to regarding things I didn't need, I made a commitment to myself. And the commitment was that I would not respond for 24 hours. And by then, usually every time, that shiny, bright thing had lost its appeal, or I had found a cheaper alternative already on the market somewhere else. This was discipline, of course, and it's also me understanding I have vulnerabilities and finding ways to manage them. You may be in debt because the kids put pressure on you for all that name brand stuff that their peers are wearing or that they have, and you'll have to just tell them no more, and they're going to have to wear generic, or they're going to have to find ways to get these things on their own. For a while, you might have to be the bad guy, and they're going to be upset and mad at you, and some people just can't take that. So here's your opportunity to toughen up, and don't be moved by the drama, be a rock. They'll get it eventually, and things will settle down once they realize they're not going to be able to push you around on this. Or maybe you succumb to debt purchases out of insecurity and for the sake of appearances. The expensive car that you knew you couldn't afford with the additional insurance and the maintenance costs that come with that payment. For success in debt elimination, you have to get to the root emotional causes, or it will be for you like the 35-pound loss that creeps right back. Decades ago, I was in a really bad place, and I was paying with credit card debt, the payment on the other credit card. Absolutely shocking to admit that, but I know what it is to be in debt. And to come back from being in debt. It's not easy, but it can be done. And when you have climbed out of that hole, you won't go back. And then there's a trickle-down effect from all the changes that will have taken place through this process. And I'll tell you, your life will be much better. Thank you so much for being here today. Every week, I put out content to inspire and encourage, so don't go without subscribing. And while you're going through this financial trial, don't forget to look for the blessings. They're all around you. Bye-bye.